Welcome back everyone. Time to do a quick little comparison between the 2019 iPad Air 3 and the new 2020 iPad Air 4. Now, I pre-ordered the iPad, well I don't think you can pre-order it yet, but it comes out next month and I'll go ahead and pick it up whenever it comes out and do a full comparison. But what I can tell you is that there are quite a bit of differences between the iPad Air 4 and the iPad Air 3. And I'll definitely tell you, if you have an iPad Air 3, going to the Air 4 will definitely probably be a better idea, but I would still recommend keeping the Air 3. It's still a really good device. Now, interestingly enough, the iPad Air 4 actually comes with the A14 chip, which is the newest chip that Apple hasn't even put into the iPhones yet, which is really interesting. The iPad Air 3 has the Apple A12 Bionic chip, which is still a really fast chip, but those are really, the main differences internally. But externally, there's some really huge differences. First of all, the iPad Air 3 has that, 10.5 inch IPS panel. It's a pretty good panel overall, and I don't really have any problems with that. I think it looked good. You also have that home button on the front of it, which is kind of outdated. But with the iPad Air 4, you are getting a 10.9 inch liquid retina IPS panel, and this panel is pretty much, it's not bezel-less by any means, but there is noticeably less bezel on this one than the iPad Air 4. But it's funny though, because the percentage-wise, the screen to body ratio actually says it's only like a couple percentages higher than the iPad Air 4. But again, once I get it in hand, I'll test it out, but it definitely looks more, modern than the home button front on the iPad Air 4. You also have Touch ID on the top power button of the iPad Air 4, which is really interesting. And you also have 5 new colors of the iPad Air 4. You have the green, rose gold, and sky blue, as well as I think the white model and then the space gray model, whatever it is. So that is definitely really interesting. The iPad Air 4 definitely looks more premium than the iPad Air 3. On top of that, you are getting USB Type-C on the Air 4 as well, where you only had Lightning on the iPad Air 3. So those are some big differences right there. Now the weird thing is that because of this specific iPad, I'm wondering if they're going to take out that bottom tier iPad Pro, the 4th gen. Maybe they'll take it out, maybe they'll keep it, but I guess we'll see what happens in the future. On the back, single camera setups on both, and they're both wide angle lenses as far as I know. The iPad Air 4 has the ability, first of all, has a 12 megapixel sensor, but has the ability of shooting 4K at 60, where the iPad Air 3 has the 8 megapixel sensor, and you can 1080p at 30. So that's a pretty big difference right there. The front camera is 7 megapixels on both, but you can do 1080p at 60 on the front camera of the iPad Air 4. So camera-wise, the iPad Air 4 definitely wins there. In terms of performance, the iPad Air 4 is definitely going to win as well. Now, we don't have the exact RAM options of how much RAM the iPad Air 4 is going to have. I would assume it's probably going to be 4 gigs of RAM, maybe 6, probably not. It's probably going to be 4. The iPad Air 3 had 3 gigs of RAM on both models, so again, I guess we'll just kind of wait and see what happens with those, but I definitely do think when it comes down to the chips inside of them, the iPad Air 4 obviously is going to be the more premium one, and we didn't get an idea of, battery life, of how much better the battery life or how much worse the battery life is going to get on the iPad Air 4. I would assume even if it stays the same, it might go down a little bit because it is a higher resolution panel. It's a little bit bigger and it's more performance heavy. Maybe the chip is more optimized, but I guess we'll see what happens when it officially comes out. But a big difference is that the iPad Air 4 is going to be selling for $599 next month. With the iPad Air 3, you can probably pick one up for less than $400 on eBay or Amazon or wherever else it's going to be sold. But that's really pretty much it. Those are the main differences. If you guys have any other questions or anything, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys can hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel. More importantly, everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.